Hi everyone, my name is Amber, welcome back to my channel. This is the mid-year book Freakout tag. So I feel like I've missed out on doing this tag every single year since I came back to BookTube. So I'm doing it now. It's just over halfway through the year. I'm recording this on the 11th of July, I think. So yeah, 11 days into the second half of the year. It's been a weird one so far. I spent most of June in a reading slump. It was very, very strange. That's because things were going on in my personal life, in real life, and so I didn't really feel like reading. As for the rest of the year, the earlier parts, January to May, things were going okay. I was reading quite a bit. I was uploading consistently. I was uploading videos 3 days a week on my channel, and that was going really well. But I've taken a little bit of a step back just for the next couple of months while I'm settling into my new role at work, because I don't want to burn out. So at the moment I'm uploading twice a week, which is still quite a bit, I know, but it's actually a lot more manageable than 3 times a week. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the mid-year book Freakout tag. Let's see what these questions cover. So the first question is, what is the best books that you've read so far in 2021? I actually haven't read many 5-star books this year so far. I feel like I've been putting off a lot of the books that I think I would give 5 stars to because I get scared to read them. I get really worried that if I think a book is going to be 5 stars and it turns out to be a 4 or below, that I'm going to be really disappointed and hard on myself and think that I'm really bad at predictions. So I do tend to put off books I think I'm going to love, which is why a lot of the time I'm reading 3 to 4 star books. I don't know, it's weird. But 2 of the best books that I've read so far this year that really stand out to me. The first one is Shipped by Angie Hockman. This is a debut. It's a romance book and I very much enjoyed it. I did a full review and I'll leave that linked down below and up above. Another one that I really enjoyed was Crown of Feathers, which is a YA fantasy book, and again I loved it. This was in my 5-star predictions video, so I did think I was going to love it and I had started it prior to 2021 and I did end up really enjoying it. It's about Phoenix Riders. It's really fast paced. It's a very good book. Question number 2 is, what is the best sequel you've read in 2021? Hands down, The Galaxy and The Ground Within by Becky Chambers. I loved this one. I love the Wayfarer series. I reread all of them at the start of the year and I picked up this one as soon as it came out, or I think I read an advanced reader's copy of it, and I nearly cried when the publisher offered it to me because it's one of my all-time favourite series and I love the sequel. It was so good. Such a good send-off for the series, and I can't wait to see what Becky Chambers comes out with next. The next question is, what is a new release that you haven't read but want to? For me, there are a few that I haven't gotten to yet. The first one that really stands out to me is Ace of Spades. I haven't even bought that one yet because I've been in, like I said, a reading slump, and so I haven't really bought any books just because it seemed like a waste of time if I wasn't reading. So that one definitely is a YA thriller set in a boarding school, I believe, and I love those. I love them. And the other one is The Unbroken, which is an adult fantasy book. It's quite political, I think. It's also queer and also has some disability rep, I think. So I haven't picked up that one yet. I do own it, but I haven't picked it up because, like I said, I've been in a reading slump. I haven't really been in the mood for much fantasy lately, so yeah, I haven't gotten to it, but I think I'm going to love it. The next question is, what is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? And oh my god, I have so many. So one of them is the final book in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, and I can't remember what it's called, and that's really frustrating because I did request it on NetGalley. It's up on NetGalley if you haven't seen it already, and I can't remember what it's called. I'll put the picture up on the screen obviously so you'll be able to see. It's like As Good as Dead or something like that. I love this YA thriller series so much. It's set in my county where I live in the UK, so I recognise some of the place names and it just adds an extra element to the book and to the story when the characters are investigating in different towns and when events are happening in somewhere where I have actually been, because I can picture it. So yeah, definitely that one is in my top 3, and now I've just had a complete mind blank as to what is actually coming out for the rest of the year. Under the Whispering Door, I'm quite looking forward to. I do have an advanced reader's copy of that one from NetGalley, and there must be more. I'll put a couple on the screen because I'm definitely forgetting a lot of them. I haven't done my new releases video for the next 3 months yet, so I'm sure more will come up. The next question is, what is the biggest disappointment of the year so far? The only one I can think of at the moment is Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson, which is her newest book. She hadn't released a book prior to this one for the past couple of years, and she's been working on this one for quite a while, so I was expecting amazing things from it, but it really wasn't that great and it was just kind of mediocre, and that's such a shame because Morgan Matson is one of my all-time favourite YA contemporary authors, so I was expecting it to be really good. It wasn't great, and it's not just because I was in a reading slump either, because I wasn't when I was reading it. It just wasn't up to her usual standard in my opinion. The next question is, what is the biggest surprise of the year? I think Shipped, to be honest. I mentioned this already in the first question. I wasn't expecting to love an adult romance book so much. I don't know what it was about it, but honestly I adored it, and I wasn't expecting to, because I don't think I've ever given a romance book 5 stars before, but this one was. It was 5-star worthy. Next question is, who is your favourite new author, debut or new to you? Angie Hockman. I also follow the author of The Effort on Twitter, which is also a new release that I haven't gotten to. I really love her conversations about the climate change that she has. She promotes a lot of cli-fi, climate fiction. Climate change and preventing it is something that I'm actually quite passionate about, so I really enjoy reading her tweets. So she's probably a favourite, even though I haven't read her book yet. Who is your newest fictional crush? I don't think I have one. Who is your newest favourite character? Okay, so I'm being called out here because I don't remember characters like at all. I would say that I really like the main character from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but I actually read those 2 books, the 2 that are out, in December of 2020, so they're not actually someone that I met this year. They're probably the one that stands out to me the most, again because it's one of my favourite YA thriller series. What is a book that made you cry? Have any books made me cry this year? I honestly can't remember. I should have written these questions down and had a look through my bookshelves, but I didn't. So what is a book that made you happy? I mean, most of the books that I read made me happy, otherwise I wouldn't have been reading them. Some of them were a bit annoying, but yeah, again, Shipped was a very, very good book, and it was really enjoyable and cheerful, so I really enjoyed that one. What is the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year? I really like This Place. I mentioned this in my June wrap-up, and it's a graphic novel by a bunch of Indigenous creators, artists and writers. I thought it was really well done. It was really well told, all the stories were, and that sentence was a mess, and the drawings and the art were fantastic. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? So many. So for starters, I want to read my 5-star predictions that I predicted that I would love, and I've only read one so far, which is very annoying. I was going to do this challenge every 6 months where I read all of them and, you know, then pick new ones after I'm done, but I haven't kept up with it. So I have Empire of Sand, 12 Kings and City of Stairs, none of which I've read, but I will be reading them soon, I hope. I also want to read the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I might reread the whole trilogy actually in preparation for it. I didn't actually think to do that, but maybe I should. What is your favourite books movie adaptation you've seen this year? I think the third To All the Boys I've Loved Before film was out this year. I quite enjoyed that, but otherwise I can't think of many adaptations that I've actually watched. This year has been really strange. I'm getting it very confused with 2020. I watched Lock and Key, but I think that was last year. Let me Google this because there must have been something that I watched on Netflix. Okay, yeah, I haven't watched many, but there are 2 that I really want to watch, and the first one is The Drive, which is based on The Drive by Jane Harper, and it's one of my all-time favourite books. I love Jane Harper's writing, so I want to get my hands on this. And then I also want to check out The Woman in the Window, because apparently it's a really bad adaptation, and the book isn't like amazing either, but I want to watch it nonetheless because I'm intrigued. June is also coming out soon. I think that's coming out in September, and I haven't read the book yet, but I have just ordered it, so that should be arriving sometime this week. I'll be reading the book and potentially doing a book to movie adaptation like comparison video of some sort. I'm not really sure yet. Depends how I feel about the book really. And I also really want to watch Chaos Walking. I can't believe I haven't already because I love Tom Holland, but that is something that I've been meaning to do. So again, I don't think I've watched many adaptations because I don't know, I just haven't had the energy. I'm still looking and scrolling, but yeah, I don't think I've seen any, so therefore I don't have a favourite, but maybe I will by this time next year. So those are all the answers to the questions from the book Freakout tag, mid-year book Freakout tag. I feel like there may have been more questions that people have answered in other videos, but yeah, I can't find them. I guess that is the end. I'm feeling quite optimistic about the remainder of the year, not so much with the way things are going in the UK right now with the situation that we are in. The island is not doing well as expected because our government don't know what they're doing. Personally, I think it's going to be a very good year, like on an individual level, and I'm looking forward to getting back into reading a bit more. I'm hoping I'm going to break out of this no fantasy reading slump that I'm in, because I really want to read a bunch of the fantasy books I have on my shelf because I have so many that I want to read. But as it stands, I'm mainly just reading literary or thrillers at the moment, but I'm hoping to change that soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what your favourite book of 2021 is so far so I can perhaps check it out, and I will speak to you all in another video. Bye!